just to sum everything up, I would like to refute their claim on seniority. Teacher pay is in fact linked directly to years of service, and increased seniority gives teachers more say over where they will teach and who they will teach. Now, the negative effect of this is that it leads to a distribution of talent that is flawed and inequitable. Basically, as I mentioned before, the worst teachers get pushed into poorer neighborhoods where they aren't going to fight for their education as much, and the richer white kids normally get a better education, whereas their poor and minority counterparts get a poorer education. This is not something we want to encourage in the United States. And as far as keeping around older teachers, maybe mediocre teachers and a few bad teachers, the Chronicle of Higher Education writes that tenured or not, if your skill set is obsolete, society does not owe you a lifetime job just because it took you half your life to get those skills. Yes, it may be hard to retool, but it may be necessary and best not just for you, but for society. And the main thing here is education is for society, it's for our future, so we can't just put the needs of the few teachers ahead of the needs of all of our children, the needs of the whole society, because the children are our future. Removal of tenure will actually improve our education system. Alexander Schwab writes that, ironically, minimizing tenure actually improves the quality of the teacher applicant pool. While critics argue that tenure is necessary to attract new teachers to the profession, talented young people are more likely to become educators if the system rewards merit. When all teachers, good and bad, are treated equally, the mediocre stand to gain the most, and those are precisely the individuals enticed by tenure promises. Quality teachers need not fear for their jobs, but they may be put off by what they see as a misallocation of resources to their unqualified peers. And they revisit again the Toledo and Oregon models, and I just wanted to mention that their system of evaluation takes it off of the administrators who don't spend their days in a classroom and places that evaluation on the teachers themselves. So they're working as a team together to improve themselves and improve their methods of education. As I mentioned before, the Toledo Federation of Teachers has a new system that includes intervention and dismissal based on peer assistance rather than administration review. In the Oregon model, new teachers are assigned a consulting teacher whose responsibility it is to evaluate their progress and assist them in acquiring the skills and knowledge necessary for meeting the performance standards of the Toledo Public Schools. So if we remove tenure and we adopt this system, it's going to be better overall. In Finland, who's had the highest test scores for about 4 or 5 years in a row compared to all of their first world nations, they also have a system like this where teachers regularly visit each other's classes to observe their colleagues' work, and teachers also get one afternoon per week of professional development with their peers. And that's something that I think is going to work a lot better than trying to fix the administration evaluation. Just get rid of tenure altogether, give teachers a better stand in society, a better salary, and give them more time to work on their skills rather than making them do the same lessons over and over again. Give them more time to grow and expand. And I'd also just like to finish up with some of the financial aspects of this situation. While it may seem like a good idea to try and keep a good teacher around for a long time, Megan McCarl writes, imagine I offered you one cell phone contract for 2 years at $100 a year and another for 50 years at $90 plus inflation. Would you really consider the second contract cheaper? I'm sure your cell company would love it, but you can probably recognize that the inability to shop around is unlikely to work in your favor long term, as will the sudden discovery in year 10 that you need a feature your carrier can't provide and have to get a new cell phone on top of the existing one. By signing up for tenure, we're keeping these teachers around for a really long time when the needs of our children might completely change in a couple of years, and we'll have to get a new teacher or revamp the system, and this prevents us from being able to do that. So I'd like to finish with this quote, again from Alexander Schwab, an educational system that rewards and protects a bad teacher at the expense of a child is wrong. And that's what